Hello and welcome to Seasonal Chair Yoga with me, Sarah. This is a shortish seated chair practice for Beltane, for the height of spring, for halfway between the spring equinox and the midsummer solstice in June. This is a time to cultivate and focus on action, the amount of growth in nature in spring in the UK, the seedlings now growing fast, rain and sun, and lots of greenery, and having had some blossoms, a second wave of blossoms. So lots going on in nature for us to wonder at and participate in if you enjoy growing things. And this is also a practice, a time to have gratitude to opportunity, for opportunity, and to Mother Earth for all the gifts of nature. So for this practice, we'll be focusing on movement and action and power, and doing some poses to connect and shapes to connect with the solar plexus area, our powerhouse, our battery, our energy pack. So to start with, then, let's just arrive for practice. Take a pause, closing down the eyes, starting to do a quick body scan, starting with the soles of the feet, checking in with the body, noticing where there is connection with the ground or support, the ankles, lower legs, noticing any areas to take care of in practice today. Knees, upper legs, hips, pelvis, lower abdomen and waist, lower back, mid-torso, upper torso, arms, hands, neck, jaw, and top of the head. And now holding in mind your whole body and listening out for cues from your body. Noticing if there's any bits of tension you can already connect to and start to ease consciously. And noticing your inhale and your exhale. Seeing if you can, with each breath, slightly, gently lengthen each inhale and exhale. Slowing it down. Allowing space and time to really make the most of each inhale and maximize using each exhale to empty the torso, empty the lungs. Finding the fullest expression of your diaphragm and lungs working together, rib cage. Moving, taking action to draw air in. And exhale all the toxins, used up air, having taken the oxygen into your breath and into your prana, your life force, your energy. Connecting with that link between breath and action. Keeping the breath gentle and slow. And throughout today's practice, if at any point you wish to use Ujjayi breath, if that is in your practice, then please feel free to incorporate Ujjayi breath, ocean breath. We're setting an intention for practice, connecting with our powerhouse, our energy centers, our solar plexus. But also at this time of year, this feast of Beltane, noticing which seedlings around us towards our most fulfilled self, most contented being. What seedlings are we nurturing and spending our energy on? And which seedlings maybe need to give way, need to give space, need to be removed from our garden. Coming to some very gentle cat-cow movements with the spine, some flowing flexion and extension. So initially coming forward on your chair, making sure that you can have a good connection with the soles of the feet to the floor. I'm just rocking my feet backwards and forwards, nice and slowly, feeling the floor beneath them. I'm finding a place of stillness, palms to the tops of my legs. And on an inhale, I'm going to draw my torso forward and look up, chin towards the ceiling, allowing a curve in the spine, allowing the hips to draw back. Then maybe incorporating an exhale, moving to curl the back, drawing the abdomen in towards the spine, allowing the pelvis to tilt, curling in a C shape into your cat, and inhaling smoothly and drawing forwards once more, sternum through the gateway of your arms. And continuing, following that breath if you wish to, or just slowly moving through this spinal flexion and extension, noticing which muscles maybe are moving alongside, where you notice any stretch, which muscles maybe need this stretch, feels good, and which muscles are maybe like, oh, need it, but that's not so comfy. Thinking, okay, no need to push. It's working to 70 or 80% of what feels like your maximum stretches. Is more about movement, mobility through the spine. So again, if Ujjayi is in your practice, slightly closing up the airway, slowing the breath, making that ocean sound. Zoom will probably cut out from the recording. If not in your practice, then you can just use really long, deep, slow, gentle breaths. Not at your deepest, not maximum, just using your whole torso for the breath. Just one more of each. And coming to an upright spine, letting the pelvis sink heavily into the seat, and drawing the crown of the head up, lengthening the neck, maybe allowing the chin to drop slightly, and softening the breath once more, keeping that posture, but staying comfortable, at ease, not tensing. We'll come to some seated sun salutations for that sense of movement and energy at Beltane. I'm going to turn my chair around so that I'm facing the length of my mat. Just so you can see me, you don't need to, you can stay just where you are. So again, coming forward in the chair to make sure that you can have pretty much right angles, and feet flat to the floor. And bringing the arms down by the sides, again drawing length through the spine. Inhaling, lifting the arms up, looking up between your hands. Exhaling, folding forwards all the way. Inhaling to half lift, hands to the fronts of the legs, not looking forwards, keeping the chin down, looking down at the floor, crown of the head drawing forwards, then exhaling, folding forwards once more. Inhaling, going all the way up with your arms up. Exhaling, lifting the left leg, squeezing it in, keeping a straight spine if possible. And inhaling, placing that foot back on the floor, lifting the arms up, exhaling, lifting the right leg. Inhaling, release the foot to the floor, arms up. Exhaling, fold forwards. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, arms up, look up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Once more, inhaling, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up, arms up. Exhale, left leg, straight spine. Inhale, place your foot down, arms up. Exhale, lift the right leg. Inhale, foot down, arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, arms by your sides. Once more, inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, left leg. Inhale up, foot down. Exhale, right leg. Inhale, foot down, arms up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale all the way down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, arms by your sides. We'll do that once more with a couple of pauses. So having started with the movement and the action, continue with some pauses. Inhaling, arms up, looking up. Exhaling, forward fold. And pause for a breath here. Soften through the base of the spine. Then inhaling on an inhale, coming up to your half lift. Rolling forwards again. Inhaling, coming all the way up, looking between your hands to the ceiling. Exhaling, lifting the left leg. Pausing here for one breath. On an inhale, placing the foot down, arms up. Exhaling, right leg. Pause here for a breath. Inhaling, foot down, arms up. Exhaling all the way down. And just for a moment, let the breath go. Let yourself dangle here. If it's not comfortable to, or you're starting to feel dizzy, you can bring your forearms up. Just rest here. Try and let the head hang heavy. If you're okay to remain folding forwards, see if you can allow the pelvis to sink further back towards the rest of the chair, the backrest. See if you can soften between the shoulder blades and allow the head to draw further down. Feeling that stretch through the whole spine. I've got my hands here clasped in front of me for that extra bit of purchase. My forearms wrapping around my knees. You could even change the cross of the hands here. And then having stayed here for a little longer, for the last end of this particular sun salutation, putting the fingertips somewhere on your legs, walking your hands up gradually, keeping your chin towards the chest, and letting your head be the last thing that comes upright, chin level with the floor once more. And just take a few breaths here, eyes closed. And we will come to some warrior action. So again, remain seated. I'm just moving my chair so that you can see me. Okay. So for warrior pose, if comfortable to, if you're okay to, try to sit facing the corner of the room, facing the corner of the chair. So your legs are either side of one corner. I've moved towards my left, so I've got my left leg out towards the short end of my mat. I'm going to keep a bend in that knee. And then you have some options. So you can either come towards the very edge of the chair, and if you have the flexibility and this is something you want to work with, you could let your foot go all the way back on tiptoe. Feel a stretch there. What can be more comfortable and in some ways more useful to be able to work more through the core and into the solar plexus is, in order to keep that front foot really firm, choosing to actually place your back leg, as it were, my right leg here, out to the side. And you can either have your toes up or your toes down, and it may be anywhere in this sort of spectrum of positions where you place that back leg. But what you're aiming to feel is some sort of an opening through the pelvis here, and also perhaps some stretch down through the back of the leg. Finding somewhere where you can manage that. I'm finding if I push my heel back, or you can't quite see, if I push my heel back, then I can really feel that stretch through the hamstring. So finding your warrior now, finding something where you can have your torso lifting up from the pelvis. We'll come to a warrior two, so turning the pelvis and the torso to one side. So again, that's going to assist with an opening or connection with the hip area, noticing how that feels. And then for warrior two, we bring the arms up. So I've got my front arm in line with my left leg there, And I've got my back arm level with my shoulders and heading back to the back of the room. So taking a few breaths here, seeing if you can relax maybe through the pelvis onto your chair, feel that support. Observing and connecting with your abdomen and solar plexus, and holding on with your core here just for a moment, engaging the core. Taking a couple of breaths here, slowly and gently, maybe 2 or 3 of your ujjayi if that's in your practice. The arms get tired, just draw them down by your side. And lowering your front arm, left arm, looking back towards your back arm. See if it feels nice to maybe stretch that foot even further back, really opening and twisting through, looking towards your fingertips. And again, noticing what you're doing with your legs. Could you use this front arm to make sure that that front knee isn't rocking forwards? Can you push that back a little? And can you make sure that you're not losing integrity through the spine? You're not sort of doing this. We've got some straight aspect in the spine, and then looking behind you. On an exhale, closing the arm up. Maybe looking over. Then inhale, opening once more. Doing that again, closing the arm up. Opening once more. Like blossoms opening. Like branches with new leaves opening, showing off the new foliage, opening, blowing in the wind. Making this your last one. And releasing that energy, that power going down through the legs, drawing that foot in. Just settle in the middle for a moment. Noticing each side, how it feels. One side having had a real stretch and twist and movement through that solar plexus. One side, not yet. Okay. To the other side, sitting towards the other corner of your chair, and making sure this time, for me, it's my right leg now at right angles to the floor. Finding it might be different on this side of the pelvis, so finding what feels good on this side, making sure that you're sat somewhere in the chair to make this position as accessible as possible. Again, thinking about connecting with the core, the abdomen, and the solar plexus, and allowing an engagement of those muscles so that the waist can be supported, the spine can be supported, and protecting your lower back. Okay, coming then to our warrior two, lifting the arms up, checking, are you in line? Are you as balanced as your body feels like it wants to be comfortably, that fits with your shape? And settling the breath, maybe coming to 2 or 3 ujjayi breaths here. Keeping that front knee from rocking inwards. Keep it pressing out. Feeling that power and that strength in your arms. Okay, then placing that front arm down on the knee, opening backwards with that back arm. And first of all, before doing the rocking movement, just looking back, gazing back, feeling into the chest. How comfortable is this? Making sure that you're not leaning in with that front leg. Keep that nicely open. If that's comfortable, if that's not comfortable, then you need to bring the back leg further in. So it is. And then we'll close on an exhale and open on an inhale. A few of these. Again, imagine you're rocking with the wind, new leaves and branches on a tree or shrub. Making this your last one. Okay. Drawing that back foot in. To face forwards once more. Settling for a moment in stillness, I'm bringing my hands to rest in my lap, choosing to have my palms facing upwards and noticing the sensations in the palm of the hand. These movements that have originated in my core, in my solar plexus, are bringing sensations of energy to the palms of my hands, the circulation. I have awareness of the circulation in my hands, the prana, the life force. These gentle movements helping to connect with that life force, connect with that prana, connect with my breath. Once more at Beltane with gratitude for all of nature's gifts. Okay, so next, again for core, we're going to do some seated leg extensions, one leg at a time. So I don't think I need to move again. You might want to place your hands down either to the back of the chair, or maybe if you have bars under here, hold on here. You might be okay without, so just see how you go. But that's an option to help assist with keeping integrity in your spinal posture, to make the most of using your core and getting used to moving in a way that's safe for your spine. When you're stronger in your core, you might find it that you don't need to. So another thing, you don't have to, in leg extensions, have your feet, maybe I will sit to the side, you don't have to have your feet all the way up to knee height. That might just not feel feasible. So just raising your legs to somewhere that does feel comfortable. This is more about noticing your core and your solar plexus than how far you can get your knee to extend. So really stay in your comfort zone. If you notice you're doing what I just did there, then that's probably too far. So it's not that that joint maybe can't do that movement. That's not what we're trying to do here. We want to focus on the solar plexus. So move forward in the chair once more. Deciding where you want to have your hands. I'm going to have them, my palms facing forwards, because that helps to open up my chest. And I'm going to consciously engage this solar plexus area, feeling that strength, and also engaging around my root chakra as well. So engaging through the glutes, pelvic floor. Finding that strength, that rooted groundedness. And first of all, moving, I'm going to extend my right foot away and then bring it back down to the floor. Trying to maintain that posture, that straight spine. Other side, and pushing my left heel away. It might be quite low down, that's okay. Just feel a stretch through the hamstrings. What might be limiting here could be hips, so just extend away and then bringing that foot back down. Noticing if you're slumping back, try to keep that straight spine and just alternating in your own time. These knee extensions, leg extensions. You can experiment with bringing your toes back towards your body. See if that can help to connect with that stretch. It can feel nice. Okay, and next time you come to your right side, see if you can just hold your foot up off the floor, keeping that integrity in the spine for a couple of breaths. And then releasing to the floor. If that didn't feel comfortable when you come to the other side, just release at any point where it's no longer comfortable for you. It's not a competition even with yourself, it's just observing, connecting and activating, bringing energy into all these areas. So left side now, lifting and holding. Placing the foot back on the floor. I'm going to move my chair so you stay where you are. We'll do one more before we finish our Beltane seated practice. I would like you to find a way to have a cross over the legs, whether it's at the ankles and shins or bringing the right leg all the way over to cross over the knee. I'd like you to activate that foot on the upper leg. So I'm going to flex that foot and I'm going to be make sure that I'm just drawing up from my pelvic bowl with my spine, lengthening from the crown. Connecting with my breath. And I'm going to do just a gentle twist towards that upper leg. So I've got my right leg over, and I'm turning towards my right side. So imagine that that right leg is able to push into a floor. And see if you can find a little more purchase and draw yourself around into a deeper twist. Maybe bringing your head and neck and face into that twist, looking over your shoulder. Pushing away with the foot. Height and lengthen the spine. And then unfurl. Pausing a moment in the middle. And then crossing the left over the right. Flexing the foot. Drawing the spine up and straight. And twisting, turning the torso towards that top leg. In this case, my left leg. Maybe drawing your gaze over your left shoulder. And with each inhale, imagine lengthening the spine. And with each exhale, imagine twisting further, maybe finding purchase there for a deeper twist. Pushing with that foot, pushing away against that imaginary floor. Again, connecting with and activating solar plexus energy. And it's time of action and growth. Unfurling. Before we settle in Shavasana, having held a twist there, let's do a moving twist for a moment. We'll thread the needle. So I'm going to keep my left hand down on my knee. I'm going to inhale and look up at my right arm, like open my right arm up and back. And exhaling, threading that right arm underneath through the left arm, settling the elbow down on the floor and looking up to the side. Inhaling, drawing that arm out again. Exhaling and threading. 2 more of these. Feeling how your middle torso, your solar plexus works through These gentle twists, finishing there, coming to the other side, so placing the right hand on the right leg, inhaling, bringing your left arm up and back, looking to the corner of the room, exhaling to thread the needle, and continuing for 3 rounds of breath. And when you've finished, coming to a seated Shavasana. If you have something nearby, such as a bolster or some bricks, it feels nice to finish with your feet lifted up. That can be a nice way to finish and find a more restful seat in your chair for the end. Otherwise, you can bring your hips away from the back of the chair, and now you can allow a little bit of a slump so that you can find that repose, that leaning back, bringing hands somewhere comfortable in your lap so that the arms are supported. And again, if comfortable too, closing down your eyes to close practice, or softening the gaze. Bringing to mind having had that movement for Beltane, for action, for growth. Noticing maybe if there have been any thoughts about which seedlings you will give more energy to and which seedlings need to be removed so that you can focus your energy where it's best serving you. And letting all those thoughts go as well, allowing some quiet space for your body to process that movement, that action, and your mind and breath to take value from that interconnectedness that you have allowed it through your yoga practice. Settling into a few moments of peaceful, quiet, calm. Taking a couple of deeper breaths now. Keeping the eyes closed, drawing away from the back of the chair, and to reignite that energy that you've cultivated by activating your solar plexus in your chair practice today. Rubbing the hands together, keeping the eyes closed, really generating warmth between the palms of the hands. And then cupping the hands, placing them over the eyes, not pressing the eyelids. Letting the pads of the thumbs massage your temples. Letting the pads of your fingertips just tap gently your forehead. And then with your hands cupped over your eyes, open the eyes behind the hands. Bringing the hands away from the face. If you wish to join me to close practice, to bring hands to heart center, Anjali Prayer Mudra. I wish you peace and good health. Thank you for sharing yoga practice with me. Om Shanti.